Let me ask you something personal. Did you check your bank account this week and feel a small knot in your stomach? Did you do the math and realize there's more month left than money? Did you work hard all week and still feel like you're running in place? If that's you, I need you to hear this. You are not lazy. You are not stupid. You are not bad with money. You are playing a game where the rules were written by someone else, and they wrote those rules so you would lose. Here's something they never told you in school. Since 1979, worker productivity in America has risen over 60%. But real wages, the actual buying power of your paycheck, barely moved. That stat comes straight from the Economic Policy Institute. You're producing more value than any generation before you, but you're keeping less of it. Meanwhile, the cost of a house has gone up over 400% since 1970. College tuition has risen more than 1,200% since 1980. Healthcare costs have tripled in the last 20 years alone. And through all of that, your paycheck barely moved. So let me say it clearly one more time. You are not broke because you're lazy. You are broke because the system is designed to keep you that way. But here's the part they really don't want you to know. Once you see the system, you can start to beat it. In the next 25 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how this machine works. I'll show you who profits from your financial struggle, and I'll give you 6 real practical steps you can start this month. No get-rich-quick nonsense. No magic formulas, just the truth. Stay with me. This is the video I wish someone had shown me at 22. There's a story this society loves to tell. It goes like this. If you're broke, it's your fault. You bought too many lattes. You didn't budget properly. You lack discipline. It's a clean, simple story, and it's almost completely wrong. Think about where this story comes from. It comes from people who were born into wealth, talking about people who weren't. It comes from politicians who have never missed a rent payment in their lives. It comes from financial gurus selling $500 courses about how to stop buying avocado toast. Did you work hard all week and still feel like you're running in place? If that's you, here's a fact that destroys the lazy people are poor myth. According to the Federal Reserve's 2022 survey of consumer finances, the bottom 50% of Americans own just 2.5% of all wealth. The top 1% own 30%. Now ask yourself this, is the bottom half of America really just lazier than everyone else? Did 160 million people all just forget to stop buying lattes? Or is something structural happening here? The latte myth exists for a reason. If you believe you're broke because of your habits, you'll never question the system. You'll spend your energy on guilt instead of action. That guilt keeps you distracted. That distraction keeps you manageable. Now, does personal responsibility matter? Absolutely. Your habits do matter. Your choices do matter. I'm going to give you actions at the end of this video. But individual action inside a broken system only goes so far. You need to understand the system first, because right now, most people are trying to bail out a sinking boat, when what they really need to do is find and plug the holes. Let's look at the biggest hole first, your paycheck. Let's do a little time travel. Go back to 1979. Your dad or granddad is working a factory job. He works hard. He supports a family. He buys a house on one income. He retires with a pension. Things are tight, but it works. Now flash forward to today. You have a college degree. You work 45 hours a week. You have a side hustle on weekends. And you can barely afford a studio apartment, let alone a house. What happened? Here are the numbers, raw and honest. According to the Pew Research Center, the average American worker's wages, when adjusted for inflation, have barely changed since the 1970s. That means, in real buying power, you're earning roughly the same as your grandparents. But the world you live in is radically more expensive. Let's talk housing. In 1970, the median home price in America was $23,000. In 2024, it's over $420,000. That's an increase of more than 1,700%. Meanwhile, wages grew maybe 300% in the same period. The math simply doesn't work anymore. Education. In 1980, average yearly college tuition was around $3,000 in today's dollars. By 2024, it's over $38,000 a year at many universities. Wages didn't keep pace. Student debt didn't used to exist the way it does now. Healthcare. In 2000, average employer health insurance cost around $6,000 a year. In 2024, it's over $23,000 a year, according to the Kaiser Family Foundation. Your employer pays part of that, but so do you every single month. Food prices rose 25% in just the last 4 years alone. Car prices, rent, childcare. All of it went up faster than your paycheck. Here's the cruel math of your situation. If your salary went up 3% this year, that sounds like good news. But if inflation was 5%, you actually got a 2% pay cut every single year. This isn't a you problem, this is a math problem. And the math has been quietly working against you your entire adult life. Inflation is the most boring word in economics. It's also the most dangerous force in your financial life. Let me explain it simply. Every year, money loses purchasing power. $1 today buys less than $1 bought last year. And $1 last year bought less than $1 bought the year before. It's like a slow leak in a tire. You don't notice it day to day, but eventually you're riding on the rim. Here are the real numbers. The Federal Reserve targets 2% inflation every year. At that rate, your money loses half its value in about 35 years. So the $10,000 you're sitting on right now, in 35 years it will have the buying power of about $5,000. And that's in a normal year. We haven't always had normal years. In 22, inflation hit 9.1%. That's the highest since 1981. That year, if your savings were in a regular bank account earning 0.5%, you lost 8.6% of your real wealth. In 1 year, the bank didn't rob you, inflation did. Here's the most painful part about inflation. It doesn't hit everyone equally. If you own a house, inflation often increases your property value. If you own stocks, companies often raise prices and profits go up. But if you're renting and keeping money in a savings account, you are actively losing wealth every single year, even while working hard. The people who designed this system understand all of this. They own assets. Their wealth grows with inflation. Your savings account does not. The fix isn't complicated, but nobody teaches you this in school. The only real defense against inflation is owning assets that grow, things like stocks, real estate, or a business. We'll talk about how to start doing that in Chapter 7. But first, let's talk about the trap that makes all of this worse. The trap that's designed to make sure you spend every dollar before you can invest it. Imagine you finally get a raise at work. Your boss tells you you're getting $500 more a month. You feel great. Within 6 months, that $500 is gone. Every month. You upgraded your car payment. You got a nicer apartment. You eat out more. Your income went up, but you saved exactly zero more than before. This has a name. Economists call it lifestyle inflation. And it's one of the most reliable wealth destroyers on the planet. But lifestyle inflation doesn't happen by accident. It's carefully engineered. Did you know the average American sees between 4,000 and 10,000 ads per day? That's according to market research firm Yankelovich. Every single one of those ads has one message underneath it. You are not enough. But if you buy this, you will be. Your phone is the most powerful advertising device ever invented, and you carry it everywhere. You sleep next to it. Instagram shows you a lifestyle that's 40% filter and 100% debt, but it doesn't feel that way when you're scrolling at midnight. Social media didn't create keeping up with the Joneses, but it supercharged it. Now, the Joneses aren't your neighbors. They're influencers with brand deals, rented luxury apartments, and leased Maseratis. You are literally competing with people who are paid to look rich. Here's what no ad will ever tell you. The average new car loses 20% of its value the moment you drive it off the lot. A $50,000 car immediately becomes a $40,000 car, and you're paying interest on the full $50,000. Luxury brands sell you the feeling of success, but the math of success looks completely different. The real math says, delay spending and invest instead. But nobody's paying for commercials about that. Every dollar you spend on status is a dollar that stops working for you. Every dollar you invest is a dollar that starts working for you. That gap between spending and investing is where wealth is built or destroyed. I want you to think back to high school. What did they teach you in math class?
Algebra, trigonometry.
The Pythagorean theorem. What did they not teach you? How to read a pay stub, how compound interest works, what a 401k is, how to read a credit card agreement, how to file taxes, what a mortgage actually cost you over 30 years. According to a 2023 CNBC survey, only 25% of Americans feel financially literate. That means 3 out of 4 people are navigating adult financial life in the dark. This is not a coincidence. Only 23 states in America currently require any financial education in high school. According to the Council for Economic Education, just 23 out of 50 In most states, a teenager will spend more time learning about the French Revolution than about how a credit card's compound interest can ruin their 20s. Now, why would a country this wealthy have such a massive financial education gap? We'll get to the real answer in the next chapter. But let me give you a hint. Informed consumers are bad for business. And what about parents? Most of them tried their best, but they were never taught either. They passed on what they knew, which was in many cases not much. Save some money. Don't spend more than you earn. Work hard. All good advice. But radically incomplete for today's world. Your parents' generation could survive without investing knowledge. They had pensions. They had union jobs. Housing was affordable. That world is gone. Today, you are expected to manage your own retirement through a 401k. You are expected to understand index funds, Roth IRAs, and employer matching. You're expected to navigate a 30-year mortgage, but nobody taught you any of it. And that is a system failure. The good news? You're here. You're learning it now. And learning this stuff at any age is better than never learning it at all. Let's follow the money. When you stay financially average, who benefits? Banks benefit. Massively. The average American pays over $1,000 a year in bank fees and interest charges. Credit card companies made $130 billion in interest and fees in 2022 alone. That's from the Federal Reserve. $130 billion. Almost entirely from people who didn't fully understand how compound interest works. Payday loan companies benefit. The average payday loan has an APR of nearly 400%. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau confirms this. 400%. On a loan often taken just to make rent. These companies are legally extracting wealth from the people with the least of it. Corporations benefit. When you live paycheck to paycheck, you're a perfect employee. You can't quit. You can't take risks. You need that direct deposit every 2 weeks. Financial desperation makes people compliant. That's not a conspiracy. It's just math. The government benefits too. In some ways, payroll taxes are collected before you ever see your money. They come off the top, automatic, no negotiation. But investment income, capital gains, is taxed at a lower rate than your salary. That's not a bug, that's a feature. For people who already have money, I'm not saying there's a secret meeting where rich people plan this. It's subtler than that. Policies get written by people who benefit from them. Lobbyists representing banks write financial legislation. Corporations fight against financial literacy requirements in schools, not because they're villains, because it's profitable. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your ignorance about money is someone else's business model. Your confusion is profitable. Your debt is an asset. For them, the moment you start understanding this, you stop being a passive player. You stop being a product and start becoming an owner. Let me show you how to start making that shift. Okay, enough of the scary stuff. Let's build something. Here are 6 concrete steps you can start taking this month. Not someday, not when you earn more. This month. Step 1. Know your actual numbers. You cannot fix what you cannot see. Most people have a vague sense of their finances, not a clear one. Pull up your last 3 months of bank statements right now, or this weekend. Find every single category of spending. No judgment, just data. Apps like Monarch Money or YNAB, You Need a Budget, can do this automatically. Once you see where every dollar goes, you get real power, because you can't make a better decision without better information. This step takes 2 hours. It could change the next 20 years. Step 2. Build a 1-month emergency buffer first. Before you invest anything, you need a buffer. Financial emergencies are the main reason people go into high-interest debt. Your car breaks down, you need $800. You put it on a credit card at 24% APR. Now that $800 emergency costs you over $1,000 by the time you pay it off. Start small. Your goal is 1 month of expenses in a savings account, not 6 months. Just one. You can build from there. Even $50 a month moves you toward this goal. Put it in a high-yield savings account. Many online banks offer 4 to 5% today. Step 3. Destroy high-interest debt aggressively. If you have credit card debt, that is your emergency. A credit card at 22% interest is not a convenience. It's a machine that is quietly eating your financial future. Use what's called the avalanche method. List all your debts from highest interest rate to lowest. Pay the minimum on all of them except the highest rate one. Throw every extra dollar at the highest rate debt until it's dead. Then move to the next one. This saves you the most money over time. If you carry $5,000 in credit card debt at 22%, paying only the minimum, you'll pay back roughly $12,000 total. That's $7,000 in interest. on $5,000 borrowed. That is the math. That is the system. Understand it and destroy it. Step 4. Start investing. Even small amounts matter enormously. Here's the most important math you'll ever hear about money. A 22-year-old who invests $200 a month until age 65, assuming 8% average returns, ends up with over $800,000. A 32-year-old doing the same thing ends up with around $380,000. 10 years of delay costs $420,000. That's the price of waiting. Start with your employer's 401k, especially if they match contributions. An employer match is a 50 to 100% instant return on your money. There is nothing else in the financial world that gives you that. If you're not doing this, you are literally leaving free money on the table. If you don't have a 401k, open a Roth IRA. Vanguard, Fidelity, and Schwab all offer them with zero minimum balances. Put it in a simple index fund, like a total market fund or S&P 500 fund. You don't need to be a stock picker, you just need to be consistent. Step 5. Start learning one financial concept per week. The wealth gap is partly a knowledge gap. Wealthy families talk about money at dinner. They pass down information. Most of us didn't get that. But you can build that knowledge yourself, one concept at a time. This week, learn what an index fund is. Next week, learn how compound interest works, both for and against you. The week after, learn what your credit score actually affects. Free resources exist everywhere. YouTube channels, library books, podcasts. One concept a week is 52 pieces of financial knowledge per year. In 2 years, you will understand money better than most adults. Step 6. Find or create one new income stream. Your salary is a single point of failure. If that income stops for any reason, everything stops. One extra income stream, even small, changes your entire financial psychology. This doesn't have to be a second job. Think about what you already know. Can you teach something? Freelance something? Sell something you make? Even $300 to $500 a month extra, invested consistently builds serious wealth. According to the IRS, most millionaires have 7 sources of income. You don't need 7. You need 2. Start with 2. The system was not designed for you to win, but the system can be beaten. These 6 steps are your starting moves, and again, you can absolutely win. You made it to the end, and that already puts you ahead of most people. Most people scrolled past videos like this. You stayed. That matters. Here's what I need you to do right now. Pick one of those 6 steps and commit to starting it this week. Not all 6. Just one. Momentum starts with one move. Then drop a comment below. Tell me which step you're starting with. I read every single comment. Your commitment matters to me. If this video opened your eyes, hit the like button right now. It takes 1 second and it helps this message reach someone who needs it. And subscribe, because next week we're going deep on investing for beginners. Exactly how to start with 0 experience and almost no money. You are not average. You just needed the right information. Now you have some of it. Go use it.